Hello guys, my name is DSG Studios and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to one of my animations and you've chosen episode 4. Okay, so episode 4 was filmed during the summer. It was the time when I did 2 in 1 month. Basically all during August I filmed 2 episodes and I did 3 and 4, and 4 was done in about 3 to 4 weeks. I want to say 3, but I'm pretty sure it's more to 4 in terms of filming. And then it was February this year that I actually got the thing released. I tried it with earphones, but I think headphones work a lot better, and they noise cancel, and I can hear it properly and everything. It's just a better way to listen to stuff. The only thing is, it makes me look like a bit of an idiot if I have them like this. Here we go. First scene. I remember this was from episode 3, wasn't it? I took it from episode 3 and decided to put it into the end and then the beginning of this one because I wanted it to connect. I just thought like the ending of episode 3 was a bit weird without it. I've just noticed there's a little mistake there. If you listen carefully, you can actually hear my family in the background. Yeah, because it's an audio clip, and I just turned the lights off. But I thought I muted it, but I clearly didn't. If I could just hear myself. Ah, yes. Episode 4 has got titles. It has good titles for once. I think for the first 3, I had really naff titles because I just didn't know what I was doing, to be honest, with titles. I can't make them myself. It's also really loud. That's when I'm speaking really loud. I just couldn't make them myself, so I had to get someone else to make them, and then luckily Alpha Productions made them for me. He asked me about if he could make them. I was like, sure. And I just thought I need to add these in now because it's one of the biggest things that I could improve in my series is that, and also I think I need to improve the text at the end there. It's the wrong colour. There's background noise in that, and that's the just sort of stock sound effects as well, and that shot there is the same thing multiplied and then blurred because I realised that I just couldn't do it properly. You know, I couldn't put actual buildings in and all of that. I'm actually quite happy with how the news scene ended up, and I think that Growing Up Gold plays a great job in this episode. I try to make this advert kind of, because it's the news thing, but it's also the transition, and it's supposed to be like an advertisement, and it's very corporate and very bright. Like the saturation on the image is a lot higher than it probably needs to be because I wanted it to come across as just being really over the top. And then we cut to here, and everything's a lot darker. I really wish I did a better job at cutting out those hues things because it looks kind of silly. And the lighting here is terrible because I can see the right side with Aaron is very bright and the left side. That was kind of playing on the idea that, you know, reporters will ask very silly questions or difficult questions. You know, that not even people know. Like, you wouldn't know that, just in general. Without having to search it up, it just seems silly. And they're focused by these kind of trying to pick faults in you instead of judging you for what you've made. They're trying to pick faults in, you know, their personal life. Nice little scene there. I might wish that I cut because some of it, I just thought, it's clearly just one wall, which is what I really hate because it's filmed from the same angle. You know, there's not much else apart from slightly there and then slightly further up or further down. That's what I'm not very happy with a lot of these scenes here, because they, in this sort of, it is a corridor, but I wanted to film it better than this, and I just couldn't. It's like, this scene here could have been so much better, because this should have been more of a montage scene, a bit like an Edgar Wright kind of scene, when he's got multiple cuts and all of that just wasn't possible with the set that I had. I really wish I did something better with it, but saying that, I don't know what I would have done. And I think the lighting in this section is terrible as well, because I'm trying to give it the idea that it's bright, but it's also dark at the same time, because it has to be kind of creepy. And that's my voice there. I just went shoo, and then tried to hide it by changing the pitch. And in that shot you can see some wires from the light. which didn't even have lights attached. So I don't know why they're there. It might have been a piece that like, I hope it is, because I don't know where it's coming from. This was a cool idea. The idea that everything's the lights are flashing on and off. You know, it's like Weeping Angel kind of thing, and I wanted to show that without having to animate as much as well, because I think that sometimes you need to fill the gaps a bit with animation, and that allows you to definitely fill the gaps. But I filmed the entire thing anyway. These things are so creepy, and throughout this entire sequence, this was all one project, just this scene, and all of it had this horrible noise, this screechy sort of like nails on a chalkboard sort of noise, and that it fades in and out just to try and make it a bit more interesting, but it's constantly there. This is also a very cool scene because I would have added in a image of what they looked like before, but I didn't have those images because I'm an idiot and I painted them. I painted over the figures and I was like, oh, I should have taken pre-images so that I could put them on the screen, but never mind. This is when the lighting got better because it's supposed to be dark and everything's quite grey and everything's slow, the shot rates are slow, the music, well, there's hardly any of it, there's just the noise in the background. I think that lends itself to making it quite creepy, and this is supposed to be quite an emotional scene, that's why I made it quite slow. Because these people are people, but they've all had horrible things done to them, they've been kidnapped and brought to this place and then experimented on, and no one knows they're there. They're just sort of sitting in their own suffering. And that's the kind of stuff I love about the Cybermen as well, body horror and like half conversion. And I did this before the Timeless Children, Haunting of Villa Diodati, like all of that happened. I've noticed that a lot of the stuff I've written has linked somewhat to the new series. There's my voice again. Haven't done a very good Cyberman there. I wasn't quite sure how to do it. Now I think I've got it. I've got it down now, but then I just... not very well, and I've put little hints of the Cyberman theme in there as well, just to try and make it more interesting. And well, I suppose it doesn't need to be the Cyberman, which was my thought process, but I think it would have been better if I did put an actual Cyberman voice to it, because it isn't the fully formed of the Cybermen, it's just like the hive mind bit. And I don't like how this is all filmed on one piece of black card, this bit. I wish they moved around a bit, maybe went a bit closer to it, but it's only a short sequence and it's a bit of a nitpick. And it's a Cyberman theme again. This is a great theme, the Cyberman theme. And then all the music comes up, and this is all done on Windows Movie Maker because I didn't have VideoPad then. So I think I did quite a good job. I'm really happy with this scene. I think it has this sort of perfect tone of it going from nothing to everything and then back down again, and then there's another mystery that's been revealed, like such as this one. I'll talk about this effect and then I'll continue about what I'm talking about. That was done by putting the two layers together and then having them transition, but then also putting like a colour over the top so it'd hide it and make it look like, because they didn't line up properly. I would have just faded them, but I decided not to. You can you see them fade back more in the second shot. That's just a mistake. But that took forever because I couldn't do it in video. I had to do it in image, so each image was slightly different. It took a while. I think the idea of him is pretty cool as well. The idea that the creator of the technology is also the technology. Had to change themselves to improve themselves. In a way, they are almost like the Cybermen, so I suppose they are also disgusted by themselves. And also, the problem with the lighting is that you cannot see the faces of people. There was a terrible pause, literally unforgivable pause there, when I just didn't know how to transition between the two. This is supposed to be a very epic moment, and I think it is. I think it would have worked very well with a nice sort of pinch and zoom in across all of their faces, but sort of slightly out of shot out of focus, that one. I'm very happy with this. I really wish they spent a little bit longer in that moment. Maybe a couple of shots of people like sort of turning and looking at each other, knowing what they're about to do. And this is also supposed to be the kind of, they're looking at each other, they're ready for what's about to come, and what's just happened. I love the effect that one. And you have to do, obviously, the crying Cyberman. It's such a great image. Sort of sadness in that last shot. But then it's not over yet. It's never over. There's always something else. Which is teasing into the next episode. The Master being an absolute psychopath, ladies and gentlemen. And then all of the credits, which is mostly my name. There's a couple of extra people in there, sure, but you know, I did try to fill the credits out a bit, because otherwise it wouldn't have much. I actually stopped putting next time trailers on the end of episodes because I realised that I just didn't have them ready in time, so I just had to hope that it would all go alright. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you are new. I might do another reaction soon. I really do want to react to some of my older animations because I think that would be funny of just me sitting here like... you know, because you can see the faults in, you know, things that I've made now. Imagine the faults in stuff that I've made in the past. I would probably do these kind of watches for other episodes as well. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you soon.